His name was Daniel, and on a Tuesday morning in November, he sat on the edge of his bed at 11 a.m., still in yesterday's clothes, staring at a pile of unopened bills on the floor. He was 38 years old. He had a wife who no longer looked at him the way she used to, a son who had stopped asking him to play, a job he had lost 3 months ago and hadn't told anyone about, not even her. Every morning he woke up when the world was already moving, already judging, already ahead of him. So he stayed in bed. Because in bed, he didn't have to face what his life had become. He wasn't lazy, he wasn't bad, he was broken. And he had been broken for so long that he had forgotten what it felt like to be whole. One night his son, 7 years old, small hands, big eyes, walked into the room, climbed onto the bed and said, "Dad, do you think you'll ever be happy again?" Daniel didn't answer. He couldn't. That night he cried in the bathroom with the shower running so nobody could hear him. He didn't read a book. He didn't find a guru. He didn't have a divine revelation. He just set an alarm. 4:58 a.m. He didn't know why. Maybe it was something he'd heard years ago. Maybe it was desperation dressed up as discipline. But when that alarm went off the next morning, before the sun, before the noise, before the world, something inside him moved. He got up. It was cold. It was dark. He had no plan. He made coffee. He sat by the window, and for the first time in months, he was alone with himself in a way that didn't feel like punishment. The city was silent. The sky was the color of ash slowly turning gold. And in that silence, he heard something he had buried under months of shame and sleep. His own voice. "You're still here. That means something." Now, let's talk about what science tells us, because this isn't just Daniel's story, this is biology. When you wake up at 5 a.m., your cortisol levels, your body's natural alertness hormone, are at their daily peak. Your mind is sharp. The world is quiet. There are no notifications demanding your attention, no one needing something from you, no chaos pulling you in 6 directions. You have the rarest thing on earth, uninterrupted time that belongs only to you. Studies show that the early morning hours are when the brain is most capable of focused, creative, and strategic thinking. The decisions you make in those first 2 hours about your goals, your health, your mindset, shape every hour that follows. People who wake early consistently report higher levels of proactivity, better mental health outcomes, a stronger sense of control over their own lives. But here's what the studies don't capture. What it feels like to watch the sun rise and know, you chose this. That feeling is worth more than any alarm clock. Daniel didn't transform overnight. That's not how real life works. Day 1, he sat by the window and felt nothing but tired. Day 7, he started walking, just around the block, 15 minutes in the cold. Day 14, he updated his resume. Not because he was ready, because the morning gave him courage before the fear woke up. Day 30, his wife noticed something. She didn't say what. She just touched his shoulder when she passed him in the kitchen. Day 45, his son asked him to play. And this time, Daniel said yes, and meant it. Day 60, he got a job offer. Not his dream job, but a beginning. Day 90, he sat on that same edge of that same bed. But this time, he was dressed. He was early. And on the nightstand where the bills used to be, sat a small notebook filled with 90 mornings of thoughts, goals, and a life being slowly, painfully, beautifully rebuilt. You might be watching this and thinking, that's a nice story, but my situation is different. And maybe it is. Maybe you're not as far down as Daniel was. Maybe you're further. But I want to ask you something, and I want you to really hear it. What is 1 hour of your morning worth? Not to your boss, not to your family, not to your phone, to you. Because here is the truth that nobody tells you about waking up at 5 a.m. It's not about productivity. It's not about grinding. It's not about becoming a machine. It's about meeting yourself, before the world gets to you first. It's about standing in the dark and choosing the light. Every single morning, one alarm, one decision, one day at a time. Daniel still wakes up at 5 a.m. Some mornings are hard. Some mornings he lies there for a few minutes before his feet hit the floor. But he gets up because he knows something now that he didn't know before. The version of yourself you're waiting to become is not going to be delivered to you while you sleep. It's waiting for you in the dark at 5 a.m. Set your alarm. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it.